Good afternoon and welcome once again to the POLITY. We went on a break there after the initial segments. I've been joined in the studio now by Mr. Abubakar, Atiku, Isah to do some justice on the issues of the KOGI inauguration. We'll dwell on other issues, but for now, let's start with the inauguration. Over the weekend, the new Governor Usman Ododo, and his deputy were sworn in after 8 years of the previous Governor Yahaya Bello. And we saw the intrigues and the ceremony, and also some early appointments have also already been revealed or unveiled. And so we'll be taking a look at that and what really is in store for the people of KOGI and what their expectations are. Good afternoon and welcome to the program.
Good afternoon and thank you for having me.
All right. Should I say congratulations? You have a new governor. There's a new administration now to hopefully handle the affairs for the betterment of KOGI people.
I think if you want to say what will be correct, you should commiserate with the people of KOGI State over the illegality perpetrated by Governor Yahaya Bello by forcing his puppet on the people of KOGI State. And there's nothing to celebrate, there's nothing to congratulate the people of KOGI State, because the people of KOGI State, as of today, are in a very sad mood, because the state, the affairs of the state is in the hands of somebody who has not learned anything over the years, who has no experience. The only reason why he was made governor is because he's a yes-sir person. He cannot operate on his own. We learned reliably that anything above 50 million he cannot sign. He has to rush to Yahaya Bello. So he's not even, well, he's the governor by proxy, but not the governor, even though he's not supposed to be on the seat. But he's not even he will not even operate as the governor. There's nothing he can do.
So who will be operating as governor?
Yahaya Bello is the governor.
Well, you know, these are allegations. Constitutionally, we still have only 2 terms. That and he has bowed out. Some even have already started projecting him for national chairman of the APC. Do you think he will still be interested or concerned? And
that will be
of KOGI State.
That will be the greatest harm the president and commander-in-chief will do to the people of KOGI State, and it will mean that the president and commander-in-chief, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu, is not a grateful man. If he allows Yahaya Bello to take over as national chairman, because the people of KOGI State voted for him, especially the part where I come from, where we are the majority, the KOGI East, we voted for him very well.
For who?
For President Bola Tinubu. In short, we lost our brother because he voted. He was killed by Yahaya Bello because he voted for President Tinubu during the primaries. That is the reason. You see, I have mentioned this, and I have challenged the General of Police. I have challenged the DGDSS that I have my evidences. Our brother was murdered because he voted for Tinubu, and now the same Tinubu.
That evidence.
Tinubu now.
It's
not. This is not allegation. Am I a drunkard? Why should I come on a national television and say a former governor, somebody who just he was governor, I said this, I called him a murderer. And he has just handed over. We are not even interested, though it's of interest. The money he has looted is of interest. But the greatest interest we have is for the blood of our people that he wasted. He has to account for those. If he's not arrested and made to account for the murder of the burning of our sister in a local government, the killing of our brother who voted for Tinubu, because he voted for Tinubu and refused to vote for him during the primaries, he was killed. So all of these atrocities, in short, even in Okene where he comes from, a PDP chairman was abducted and killed because he belongs to the PDP. So we are talking about the killings first before we come about the come to the meeting.
But in that case, perhaps maybe in the future, you can furnish us with the evidence, or go through the normal process, go to the police station, present the evidence. Till then, there are still allegations that. And we cannot, or we don't want to besmirch the name of the governor, the ex-governor. But that being said, you were saying that President Tinubu would be ungrateful to hand over or to support Yahaya Bello. But that being said, ex-governor Yahaya Bello or former governor Yahaya Bello was able to retain power. First of all, he got in and he retained for a second term, and then he handed over to the party once again for continuation. Wouldn't you say that's something that the party would smile upon, to have someone who is able to hold his base? There are some APC governors, take for instance Osun State, who were not able to hold, even after winning a first term, they could not retain a second term.
The pride and joy of every success is usually sweeter and greater when it is through an honest effort. When you kill, you maim, you humiliate to retain power, you do same to transfer to your puppet, your errand boy. There's no honor in that, and there's nothing you have done. You see, what he has done, he will only be honored in the motor parks and where touts are, but not where reasonable persons are. And because of the people like Habelo, I have vowed that I will never accept national honor. I have vowed that I will never accept any chieftaincy title, because if you have people like Yahabelo, people who have no morality, who have no integrity, who have no shame, and in short, I wouldn't have agreed to be governor of Kogi State if peradventure I'm voted into office whenever I contest, because somebody like Yahabelo has ever become governor. But when I looked at it, no, it is the governor of Kogi State. You don't look at the character of the person who has occupied the office in the past. If not, I wouldn't have ever contested for the position of governor. Because if a man like Yahabelo will be governor, then it will be a disgrace to me. And it is a thing of shame for me to come to such an office.
Just as you condemn him, there are also many who praise him to no end. You know, what do you have to say to those people?
These are people who vacillate from left to right, depending on the side that has immediate material satisfaction. There are many of them, and that is what the Yahabelo government contributed. He has made so many people to be irresponsible men and women. He has made people to have no shame again, because let me tell you, the criteria for appointment into any political office by Yahabelo are: 1, you are either a thug, a murderer, or an irresponsible man who does not care for the institution of marriage. That is, you see, they have molested majority of our ladies in Kogi State.
Well, let's stick to the
let me tell you. I am already in discussion with some women, married women, that during the screening, some of his officials slept with them to bring back their names into the payroll. So when I talk to these women, they say they cannot come and testify and come out and speak over these issues that you have. I say, no, but we need to set the records right. If you don't come to testify, these people they slept with you because they wanted to take your name back to the payroll. Now you have to come and say, because we are in discussion with those that have already they have been divorced. These people, you see, Yahabelo is a man that I wonder if that man believes in the existence of God. Because you see, some person you are screening people.
Yes, we have to stick to the things.
We are talking about his activities when he was governor.
So before we go further into perhaps Mr. Yahabelo, let's talk about the new government and the verifiable facts that we have. We have some appointments here. A nephew of Yahaya Bello, Ali Bello, has been appointed as chief of staff, and we are aware that he was under investigation or is being prosecuted or under investigation at the moment by the EFCC on 18 counts bordering on money laundering and misappropriation of about 3 billion naira. That is the chief of staff. And then we have also the Kogi State governor, that's Yahaya Bello, appointed Dr. Folashade Ayoade as the secretary to the state government, the SSG. She was the SSG in the last 8 years of the immediate past governor, Yahaya Bello. So we've seen these two, appointments for sure. What's your take on it?
You have just confirmed and proven to the public that everything I have said is correct. Why appointing somebody that's under prosecution? That young woman has done nothing in life. If I have met him once, and he has nothing to offer, the only reason why he's chief of staff is because a puppet is the governor and takes directives from the true governor of Kogi State, that's Governor Yahaya Bello. Because that one there cannot do anything. The one you call Ododo, that one cannot do anything. He takes instructions. In short, he cannot make any appointment. And the only reason why Falasha, whatever she is called, remains in office, I've told you, you did not allow me to tell you the criteria for appointment. And the reason why Atiku can never be appointed, because I can never stoop so low. Let me tell you something.
So if you offer an appointment now, with the promise that you have a chance to make a difference in Kogi State, you would not accept it?
I cannot be appointed because I can never meet the criteria for appointment into any political position in Kogi State. These criteria are what I want to state. Because I can never, while going to the university, in short, my family refused to pay my school fees. That they don't see any reason why they will pay my school fees, because I stood my ground. If I fought my own family, because it was based on principle. You cannot do what is wrong and expect me to you see, I come from a polygamous home, and I'm proud to say that all those I have same father with, but not same mother. If there's anything, all of them would say the only person we trust is Atiku, because he will always stand by the truth. So that I am happy for it, and I don't want to change at this time. The criteria for appointment are, you are either, I'm telling you, all the appointment, anybody who is appointed into office, you are either a non-political thug who can kill, maim, murder, or you are someone who is so irresponsible, or the least of it is you are a yes person. Whatever they ask you to do, you will do. If they ask you to write that, if they loot money and they say write something to cover up, you will do. And so that's the position I placed the SSG, that woman.
Where did you get this criteria?
This criteria, I got all of this criteria because, one, not only because I'm from Kogi State, but because I know a good number of those in government. And let me tell you, I know them one-on-one. I have known them for a long period of time, because I was vice president, national vice president of National Association of Kogi State Students. That's NACOS. I was state secretary of the defunct ANPP. I was state youth leader of the defunct ANPP. So I have been involved with this. In short, we supported late Prince Abubakar, and he won his election. And I would have been a commissioner if he did not die. So let me clarify something you say wrong. You wrongly said that Yahaya Bello won and retained the same position. Yahaya Bello never won any election, and he can never win a governorship election. The only election that probably Yahaya Bello would be able to win may be a House of Assembly election, but he has never won governorship election. Let me tell you, in 20 years he served. Yeah, you can serve because it depends on how. Somebody did not win election, Supreme Court gave him. So all these things happen in Nigeria, and it depends on how you became governor. But he never won election. I will stand by that. He never won. Not in 2015, Prince Abubakar had already won election. He died. He was brought in. He never participated in the election. That was what led to the constitutional amendment, the Electoral Act again, that now after the death of the candidate during the election, another primaries will be conducted. It was because of that the coming of Yahaya Bello. And in 2019, he had to burn a woman alive. He had to kill so many people. Aside of that, he wrote the result. Let me tell you, it is clear. Even whatever Supreme Court decide is none of our business. We refuse to accept the result.
It's only because
we refuse to accept the declaration by Supreme Court. We agree. but we don't accept it. We agree that it's wrong, but we don't accept it.
But on this station and on this program, we deal with verifiable known facts.
Yes, the verifiable known facts are that.
And the fact is that just as you are speaking now, if I give audience to some other person, they will say Mr. Abubakar has killed or he has done this, and I will also ask them to bring proof. If they cannot bring proof, then I will not accept or agree that you are a killer. So the same way, when you make these allegations, as long as there is no verifiable proof that you can tender at this moment, if not to the station, to a police station or to the authorities, we'll have to stay clear of such language.
I have proof now. Let me prove right away. And let me also inform you that as I'm seated here, a case is going on now in Kaduna State. Somebody insulted my wife, and the case is in the court now. Just insult. Not accusation of murder, which I am making against somebody who just handed over. I have stated
Are you trying to goad the into coming after you? Is that the...
No, let me state the fact now that he murdered people. I have stated this severally, and it's everywhere in the social media, in YouTube, that he's a murderer. I tell you. So no, and it's right. No, if, for example, if somebody insulted my wife and I'm taking the person to court, I was informed of the insult. I was not even there. Now you're talking about a former governor, and I've made this allegation several times. What is he supposed to do? He's supposed to take me to court and claim damages. That silence means acceptance. Because let me tell you this: you say himself and the commissioner of police and the director of KOGI State, they claim somebody is a terrorist, and they say, I said no, and they murdered the same person, and I've come out. I came out then. That this is the picture of this person, the person you claim to be a terrorist, that you have murdered. So now it is you are a murderer.
You can't dictate how people react to things.
No, I can dictate. You cannot.
And silence does not automatically.
No. Silence means it means you don't have anything. It means you have anything.
So it doesn't mean.
For example, I am not a wealthy person. I have taken somebody to court, and this is a person that has stolen billions from our account. Why is it silent?
Is that the point of what you are saying now? Do you want the governor to go after you?
I don't want him to murder me like he has murdered other persons, but I want him to charge me to court.
There is no proof that he has murdered anyone.
No, I don't want him to murder, because you see, let me tell you, not because I'm afraid of death. I have told him, I have even pleaded with him on the national television, that instead of you to kill our people, you can kill me and then leave my people, because I'm ready to die for my people. But you cannot continue to kill women and children because you want to remain as governor or you want to bring your people. But I, Atiku, I am ready to die for the sake of peace of the people of KOGI State.
Are you asking to be killed? Is that the...
No, I'm not asking him to. I'm asking him that in the event that he's so bloodthirsty and he needs somebody to die, he should kill me instead of killing my people.
Mr. Isah, we still have to stick with the facts. So please, we'll stay away from that and move over to other issues. I mean, the appointment of someone who is under...
it shows what I'm telling you.
Isn't that enough for you to make your case rather than, other things?
So let me tell you,
we cannot
worst things, he has committed worst things. Let me tell you, the prosecution by this boy, let me tell you, this boy the AFCC is prosecuting. Whatever it's called, they are leave, but I don't want to, that small boy with billions. EFCC, I have a case against the EFCC also. They're not doing anything. Let me tell you, I have always challenged the EFCC. It is an institution where people are privileged to use the laws of the land to enrich themselves. That is the EFCC. So as far as I'm concerned, they're not doing anything. If that boy, let me tell you, nothing will come out of that case. Nothing will come out. The only gain will be for the EFCC. Some of the officials will make some money.
Even just recently, we saw Mr. Farouk Lawan, the Supreme Court affirmed his decision for bribes that he took. So in some instances, we know that... Is that
an effort of the EFCC? That was not there was no effort by the EFCC.
I'm talking about the anti-corruption work, because
the anti-corruption work, it is not, there's no credit to any of them. No. It was because Ofemi Otedola was involved, and then certain decisions have to be taken because that's a billionaire.
No, actually,
let me tell you, this EFCC,
this is what I'm referring to when I say we should work with facts. On speaking about that case, it was actually Mr. Otedola who went to the authorities first. And my point is, it is not as though they are trying to protect him. He actually would I say?
Because he's involved,
so
and because he's a billionaire. Let me tell you, when you get justice because you are a billionaire, that's not justice. We are talking about if it were not to be Femi Otedola, nothing would have happened to Farouk.
Well,
and EFCC is not even, let me tell you, the heads of, I can prove logically that the EFCC has outlived its usefulness, and that EFCC should be disbanded because it's a useless organization as far as Atiku is concerned. This is because they are enriching themselves. You saw that small boy called Bawa become a multi-billionaire overnight because he became EFCC chairman. This one also should be investigated. They are all the same.
How do you know he became a multi-billionaire?
Yes, because he was able to send himself, his family, to pilgrimage, lesser pilgrimage, and lived in the luxurious hotel, a 5-star hotel. How much is his salary? And not all that. See, the security agencies are not coming out to tell us the truth, because let me tell you, these men and women in positions of authority, especially even the security agencies, it's not, I can't even praise anyone among them again.
Well, again, there's enough, will I say, content or enough issues on ground that we can face without having to delve into.
You have to say those things that is making this country,
just a moment,
the poverty in the country.
Just a moment. Our phone lines are open now, so you can call in if you want to make your contributions or ask your questions. So that being said, let's move now and let's talk about the people of Kogi State. A new governor is here. What are the expectations? What would you say is the way forward now? I know that I think, I'm not sure, you can I stand to be corrected, that the SDP candidate has decided to take the route of the judiciary. I don't know if any other candidate is taking that route. But that being said, probably when that is all rounded up and there will be no longer be contentions. But that being said, what would you say is the way forward now for the people of Kogi State? You know, when they say the majority will have their way, minority will have their say, and we know how elections are, where once the declaration has been made and the elected candidate has been sworn in, barring a judicial judgment, is the person in question, and you know, other factors being equal, they are going to serve their tenure. So whether anyone likes it or not, Governor Ododo should be serving the next 4 years. How do you make the most of this, even though you do not agree with the situation on ground?
You can't expect anything good to come out from the government of Ododo, but his person, because we don't just come to speak. We do a lot of findings before we speak on issues. Ododo himself has a good heart, because he has one of these qualities that I cherish, and he's a very generous man. Prior to becoming governor, he has been a generous man. But because he takes instruction from Yahya Bello, that will hinder progress in the state. So the only thing I think the people of Kogi State might enjoy because of his generosity is that he will not refuse to pay salary. He will pay salary. That's my assumption. That's my assumption because of the kind of person that he is. Certain things he will do it because even in as much as he takes instructions from Yahya Bello, there are certain things that he will have to give approval. And like payment of salary, he will not behave like Governor Yahya Bello. And I don't think he will subject civil servants to unnecessary screening where some will have to sleep with officials before their names are put back to the payroll. So with that, because of his person, I think we might record little progress, but on the side of development, there won't be development because he will have to continue to take the money to Yahya Bello so that Yahya Bello can contest the presidency in 2027. And because we are all we have started receiving the 13% derivation now, so the amount of money that he will be taking to Yahya Bello, the amount that will be left will be so insignificant to be able to do a major development.
Well, Mr. Isah, from your own understanding and knowledge of politics, how many successful godfathers in terms of governorship or the governorship position have you seen that actually, even if they intended to or seemingly intended to, that ended up that way? You know, we see on multiple occasions where governors and their predecessors constantly fall out again and again. Even It happens so many times. So why do you think this is one that will suddenly be successful if what you say is happening is happening?
The reason why this one might be successful is because the former governor Bello is a fetish person who believes in these supernatural powers. Maybe they might have taken oath and done certain things. Don't forget, let me tell you this. You always cut me short. Do you know that while contesting for president, one of his aides used his mother for ritual for him to win the presidential primaries? And in return, hold on. No, I want to. There's a point I want to make. Okay. And in return, the aide will be given governorship ticket. Well, no. So somebody's mother. Okay, no. We are also
not the supernatural. You know, this is not the program.
Yes.
And
no, people, somebody who is like that. No, what I'm telling you is that people who is like that. If in the event that Ododo, because we already know that Bello is like that, if Ododo is like that, he will not have a mind of his own. He will have to be loyal if they had taken any oath. I'm not concluding that they took oath, but in the event, since Bello is like that, because it's difficult for him to hand over to a man.
Concluding that Governor Bello is like that.
It's like that because we know things that a lot of things that, see, most people contesting just not House of Assembly election. You see somebody contesting election in they are looking for people to behead just House of Assembly, and I begin to wonder, if you go to become a member of House of Assembly, what are you? You are nobody in the country now that you are a member of House of Assembly. So what?
I think we'll end this segment on that note. Again, we'll do our best to stick to the main issues and none of the supernaturals. We just deal in politics, governance.
They believe in supernatural. We don't believe because we have challenged them. If it's supernatural, let them attack
the program. The program is based on politics, governance, the state of the nation. So we have to circle around these issues and the facts available within this. But Mr. Isah,
why don't you call someone of them?
We'll go on a break
to come so that we sit down.
That was meant to be the case today. But
why are you always running away from me? It is always like that. Anytime I ask you, call somebody from them. Let us sit down together and analyze these issues. Why must you let me call them?
Next time we'll do that.
You have always said that.
Next time we'll do that. We'll go on a short break now. When we return, we'll delve into other issues on the state of the nation with Mr. Atiku Abubakar Isah. Stay with us. We'll be right back. All right, so welcome back. Mr. Isah, you saw that video there. That was an OAP was stopped by a car without any numbers by men who were not dressed in any form of police attire or gear, and they asked, or they tried to get into his car, tried to get him to calm down and all of that. I'd just like to get your thoughts on this method of operation. And the police PRO has confirmed now that those were actually men from the police who were moving in that manner without any form of identification, trying to stop random people. So what do you make of this and this method that some police officers have chosen to employ?
But did the Nigeria police approve of that method?
They apparently did not.
If they did not approve of it, so you cannot blame the Nigerian police. And secondly, even in research, you cannot use just one incident. It's not enough. It's not a good sampling for you to conclude. So this incident alone cannot taint the reputation of the Nigerian police, in my own opinion, because Nigeria is a very big country. And anywhere you have over 1,000 people and see 10 out of 1,000 people are behaving in a bad manner, you cannot use that 10 out of 1,000 to judge.
Definitely.
Yeah, so with this, I think the police, they have been trying to improve.
But the question is, when that 10 move in that different way, it's important that we all condemn it, so that we know that it is not that we are condemning the 100, we are condemning this 10 for what they've done.
It's condemnable, and I think the appropriate punishment will be meted out. And because I have seen videos where some policemen were punished as a result of their actions and inactions. And these days, the police officers are more careful. unlike before. So that is improvement, and that's what we want. The police officers are more careful these days. They don't do anyhow like they used to do in the past again. So that's the improvement we want, and we want the Inspector General of Police to please sustain the momentum, and we plead with the President to give him the necessary support.
Indeed. Again, Mr. Isah has already said it. We're not condemning the Nigerian police force. They are the ones who ensure that our lives, our properties are safe every other day, and it's almost a thankless job. They are doing this with little to, very little of what they need to do that. So the Nigerian police force is not inherently bad, but they do have bad eggs, and the police themselves are also dealing with those who err against that. So it's good to bring that to your notice, but also note that we are not castigating the entire force. That being said, while we've shown one video, let's take another video now of the police PRO speaking or advising some Nigerians on how to protect themselves and how to stay safe in this period where we have issues of kidnapping particularly. Let's take a listen now to Mr. Adejobi.
Have certain information about all of these people. If they come around, they want to rent any apartment, any facility from you, please contact us for adequate profiling. It's that time we started doing this in the Federal Capital Territory and by extension in all our communities across the country. What they have been doing is to groom themselves, plan themselves in various communities, and all they do is they gather money to support. Go and rent an apartment where you're going to ride. You don't be surprised many of them have very, very expensive apartments that ordinarily you think they cannot afford to even pay the rent. But the gather money is a strategy they use to plant them in that place. So we want all of us to please be vigilant. Let us work with security agencies to profile and find out who is these tenants that I want to accept to my property.
Welcome back. Like we heard there, is advising landlords, particularly of some persons who come into neighborhoods and rent places that they feel might not be too straightforward. This is more in line with community response and passing messages and so on. The other day, I had a security expert in the studio who spoke about also involving persons such as those who carry debt, megolas, or I think they are called. And also, interestingly, he raised another point of people who operate pantekas, where they get second-hand goods and all of that. That those persons should also be somehow slowly brought into the security architecture because they usually have the information. So I'd like to get your thoughts on all of this and how you feel. As a Nigerian, what do you think? How much do you think we can really protect ourselves?
What is the major problem is the issue of sincerity and morality, because these things are not too difficult to detect, including those who sell phones. There are people who buy and sell second-hand phones. They get a lot of information. Like when car is snatched, they take it to these pantekas and they disassemble the car, sell it parts by parts. So these people have information of car snatchers. Those selling phones, second-hand phones, have information about those. They know that these are people who steal phones to come and sell. And the public, the general public is expected. What the security agencies should do is to give assurance to the general public so that people can come out. There are certain things you cannot come out to do because of fear of being roped into it. Let me give you a personal experience. I was driving with my brother in the night close to Abattoir, where this SAS office in Abuja, some times back. So we're behind. It was around 10 p.m. or so. A boy wanted to cross the road. The car in our front hit the boy, and I have never seen that. Because the car was coming in a high speed, I saw the small boy up. So I now alerted my brother that see somebody up so that you drive slowly, so that you don't, at the time he will fall down, you don't mash him. So while he slowed down, he said, let's park. So I probably rescue the boy. I said, see SARS office, if we park now, this man is running. He will go. And in the event that maybe police officers come around and they see us with this boy, this is SARS office where they can rope you. If they rope you, how do you think we will come out? He said, no. That they will see that our car is not scratched and that that's enough evidence. Say, you evidence, if you stop, I will run out, come down and run away. No. Instead, let us follow this man who has hit the boy. Let him come back and pick the boy, so that we'll have evidence. But if so, in the process of that discussion, the guy was running the house. I said, he said, you stop. I said, don't stop. You stop and run away. I won't come down because I don't want to start explaining something because I don't have. So that was how. So as at the time we agreed to pursue the guy, it was in the night, and you see, he moved towards AYA to Nyanya Maraba Road. We couldn't get him, so he said we should turn back. I said, me, don't go back to that boy. Let's just wait. Why? For fear of being roped in. So this kind of, so the police, the security agencies need to assure the public. You see, there are ways where you can find out the truth, but sometimes it's not that they don't know the truth. The bad eggs among them will want you to at least part with some money. So even when they know the truth, they keep you, just like some police officers do. You are driving along the express road. They ask for your car particulars. You give them your car particulars. They hold the car, it's complete. So they don't have anything against you again that will make you to give them money. They hold your car particulars and they don't give it back to you. So what do? You begin to talk. You say, are you teaching my work? Why? They are waiting for you to give them some money. I have left my car papers for them before and gone to police station to report them. That these officers have. You
went to the police to
report? Yes, I will leave my car because my car papers are always complete. So I have given you my car papers. You have checked. You have held my car papers. So what I have done that before. Go to police station and report the officers that they have held my car papers. They have refused to give my car papers. And when my car papers are complete, so you have few eggs among them. That's why I have also noticed improvement, and that's why I'm commending them now. I also appealing to the president to please increase their salary so that we can see more improvement. So if they don't assure the general public, the public will not be able to give them the necessary support for fear. There are people who have privileged security information, but they are afraid that they will not be protected. Sometimes you give this information and the real criminals come after you. They don't protect you, so they have to assure the general public of their safety also, and that they will not fall into any problem in the event that they give privileged security information.
All right, I think it was the Katsina governor who said that there are no funds for state police. Well, one other governor, I believe. What's your take on that? Is that something that could be considered that could solve some of these issues we are seeing?
I don't really want that idea of state police because we have notorious state governors. Even now that is being controlled by the federal government, see what they are doing. They connive with some commissioners of police. Give them monies that, that's why it's good to increase their salary. Pay if you want to do the right thing. You are not being paid well to be able to do the right thing. How can a commissioner of police it doesn't go home with more than ₦1 million at the end of the month, doesn't have salaries to be able to take care of himself and his family comfortably, doesn't have a good house? If you reach that level as a commissioner of police, you are about retiring. It doesn't have a good house. A commissioner of police has done well. He should be able to own a house in Nasokoro. So he doesn't have, so now he will meet a governor who will give him ₦1 billion. To do certain things. For God's sake, you are a human being. You want these people to do the right thing. Help them to do the right thing. It's not that you are preventing them from doing the right thing and you are accusing them of doing the wrong thing. What kind of a thing is that? So that is the problem. State police, these notorious governors will turn the countries upside down. We are not matured for that. These governors are so notorious. They are worse than the worst Nigerian police. So
is it that state police would never work, or is it someday?
If in the event that we start state police, the atrocities will be more. If it were to be state police, all these things I have been saying, you wouldn't have seen me again. If it's state police, even this one, I can't go to my village anyhow. Now you make it state police, you will not see me again now. If you make it state police, most people will disappear. People begin to disappear anyhow. Now that it's being controlled by federal, now there are certain things you cannot do because you don't have absolute power over them. But when you have absolute power over them, you can bring in you see commissioners of police disagree with state governors. Maybe sometimes the governor will say, do this, attack this our political opponent. The commissioner will say, no. I know state directors of DSS that they have problems with the various state governors. I also commissioners of police who say, no. It's against my principles, it's against the ethics of our work. We cannot do that. But if the governors are directly in control, they are taking instruction. It's a lawful instruction to go and somehow do certain things which it might not be well with your training, but this is the boss who is in charge of security and giving you directive to carry out some certain things in a way that they will make it a bit illegal, but you know you are doing the wrong thing. So these notorious governors, as long as they don't change, state police is not a good idea. All
right, thank you so much, Mr. Abubakar Isah, for coming on the program. Hopefully, I take you up on what you said, and one of these days we'll be able to have you on opposite side.
Bring somebody from the Abelos government. If they can't speak English, we can speak Igala together, and we'll translate it, or we speak Ejira. Somebody from the Abelos government should come.
We'll see how that goes. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you.
All right, that's how we end the program. I've been speaking with Mr. Atiku Abubakar Isah, a policy analyst and a politician from Kogi State, on a number of issues, including the state of the nation, politics, and governance. Do have a nice day. Join us once again tomorrow, 2 p.m. to 3:30 p.m. The Polity reaches you live from Abuja every weekday. See you tomorrow. I am Amadin Ogbewe.